Welcome to the Metal Boys. Part 2 of the top 10 albums of 2017.
So this year we're going to part 2, which means our top 5 picks from going down to 5 to number 1.
Number 1.
Our previous
there
show,
it is. There's the Great Walnut. That's what everybody's fighting for, Alan.
Our
the
previous
Great
show
Walnut.
covered 10 to 6 with our special guests' choices for album of the year.
Yes.
We got some more special guests during this show that will gladly give us their pick for number 1. So Jim, without further delay.
I'd like to add one more thing. This year we got 2 young writers. 2 guys who said to me, Jimmy, I'd love to just write some, stuff, some reviews on the website. And one guy's name is Sean, the other one's name is Kay. So they just started writing, and they're sending me stuff, and I'm putting it on themetalvoice.com for reviews. We can't review everything, Alan, and it's great to have some, young talent there reviewing stuff.
Definitely, that's the whole goal of the mission
statement.
Mission statement of the Metal Voice, exactly.
Are you ready, Alan?
I am ready.
Are you ready to start the show? Here we go.
Number 5.
Number 5, a band that I interviewed not too long ago, reviewed the album. It's Annihilator for the Demented. Jeff Waters has been around since the 80s, was asked to join Megadeth. I mean, that's what a brilliant guitarist he is, a brilliant songwriter. He's a Canadian.
He's been doing his own thing for how long, Jim? Decades and decades and decades.
For so long. And you know what? He deserves a little respect. A little bit of Canada in our top 10 list. I'm proud to say that Annihilator for the Demented deserves to be in spot number 5, at least on my list. I love the songs. One thing I love about Annihilator, they're always changing it up. And I love listening to the album because it's just so much variety. And it's always a pleasure to listen to it. A little thrash, a little classic metal, a little more melodic, a little softer, but always great music. Number 5.
And one of your favorite interviews of 2017 as well.
Yes, it is. Yes, Jeff Waters.
Just a reminder, Unleash the Archers, which was also a Canadian band, made my top 10 list in the last show.
Yep.
So, hey, good to see some Canadian content on there.
What do you got for number 5?
I got number 5, Jim. Number 5, Jim, Accept the Rise of Chaos. Yes. And, we reviewed the album at the time. And Unfortunately, our interview with Mark did not come through. I was really looking forward to that. He's a great guy. And it's a solid album. I stand by my original review.
Yep.
Solid. Doesn't have a breakout track, although Analog Man is just so sing-along. It's early AC/DC kind of feel to it, and the lyrics are great. The lyrics explain everything that's in the people that are over 50 that can relate to the lyrics in Analog Man. And again, just everything we expect from Accept, and they made it to number 5 this year.
Yep. And Al, it's a meat and potatoes Accept album. You know what you're gonna get, and you get it.
He told you about our special guest. There we go.
Well, let's see what Neil Turbin has to say about his top album of 2017, and he's in London right now. Neil, what'd you think?
Hey, Jimmy and Alan. There's going to be a tie for 3 albums. 3 albums. For me, the top album, the first band I'll mention is Thunder, Rip It Up. What they did is they put together this album, songwriting, taking it to the next level from Wonder Days. And so many great songs on this album. If you're not into Thunder, well, here's a great album to check out and, see if you like them. Filling up arenas and playing, great shows and touring a lot and really, breaking it out there. And, hopefully they'll come to America and play over there because they're a band that really deserves to be at the top. The other bands that I wanted to mention, Nocturnal Rites. What an amazing album. One of the great comebacks of the year and of the decade. The album's called Phoenix. Johnny Lindquist, what an amazing singer. Happens to be a friend of mine. Just have to admire him and love all of his music and all of his work. Just a great melodic, heavy band, but a lot of sensibility, a lot of production that's very modern. It sounds fantastic. Their songwriting, again, it's all about the songwriting. And these guys, they just deliver something on a tremendous level. And the third one that I have to mention, which the singer is a screaming maniac. And the passion The songwriting, the dynamics of performance is just unbelievable. And that's Jimmy Barnes from Australia, who doesn't get enough credit in the United States or some parts of the world, but wow, what an amazing album. His album's called Soul Searching. And if you want to check out 3 fantastic albums that should be at the top of your top 10 list, Thunder, Rip It Up, Nocturnal Rites, Phoenix, and Jimmy Barnes, Soul Searching. Happy holidays to everyone. Peace out.
Here's my number 4, Alan. It's Mastodon, Emperor of Sand. Wow, what an album. When I first listened to it at the beginning of the year, it was released more in the earlier part of the year, I go, maybe not their best. But what a great album. But over this year, as I'm listening to it just keeps growing on me and growing on me. Love how the whole band participates in the vocals. This is a band, this is a power band. This is a super band. This is the band that we always say, where's the super bands of today? This is the super band of today. These guys are incredible. They take so much, they work on their songs so much, they're so well crafted, and it's a kind of album where you need to listen to a lot of times to truly appreciate it. So there you go, Emperor of Sand, Mastodon.
At my number 4, a band from the early 80s.
Yes.
Oz out of Sweden. Released one of their first albums in a couple of years here, Transition State. Now Oz, back in the 80s, Jim, or a band we listened to, we found them interesting.
Yes.
Fire in the Brains, many say it was a great godfather of a lot of Sweden metal, and just one of those bands who didn't have the you know what I mean, the dineris, the money to go and buy with everything else that was released during that great decade.
Yep.
But I'm glad to see that the drummer, Mark Ruffneck,
Keeping it going.
he's the only member left from the original band. Basically got in all new members, a brand new band, and released this album called Transition State. Now, some may argue that it's a little drifting away from the original Oz sound, but it's a very great album. It's a great album, a solid album to listen to. Still got a new Wappen feel to it, I would say. But kind of modernized, so it's not exactly an homage like we see guys like White Wizard and some other bands do that take you right back to that era. But it's kind of a contemporary or modern look at that classic sound. So Oz, Transition State, makes it in at my number 4.
Number 3, Alan, you ready for this?
The top 3.
And in reference,
Okay, guys, we're hitting the top 3 now.
the segue into the deep cuts, and I think this is the biggest deep cut album of the year. It's Iced Earth, Incorruptible. At first, when I put this album, I wasn't the biggest fan of this album. However, over time, I've really grown to like this and appreciate John Schaefer and,
Stu Block.
Stu Block. I just forgot his name for a second. Stu Block. They really, again, well-crafted songs, deep cuts. The whole album is full of deep cuts. Beautiful album. Probably one of the best with Stu, I think.
Do you expect anything less than
Do you think?
Iced
Yeah,
Earth?
that's right.
That's what it is.
Exactly.
I mean, great album, solid album. Everything you liked about Iced Earth is there.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's a great listen, Joe.
Hats off to Iced Earth at number 3. Alan, what do you got?
My number 3, Jim, is if we go back a year to the 2016, my top choice was Inglorious, a new band that went back to the heydays of Bad Company, etc.
Yep.
I'm going with Inglorious 2.
Now what?
Which is their follow-up album, which for me, Jim, sometimes it goes up, sometimes it goes down, those second albums. This one's an extension of the first.
Yeah.
I think the great guitars are probably a little bit more prevalent, and it's one that I listened to early in the years. I got 2 words for you people out there: Nathan James. That's all we need to say. That's the end of the review. The only thing I can add is, I talked about Pass Vendôme at the last show. What I would have liked to see on this, if they just had a song where it's just like piano or acoustic guitar and Nathan James singing, just that. Just highlight the incredible voice that this fellow possesses. Something like Stand off of Pass Vendôme's album, something along those lines. But again, a very solid follow-up. And like I said, it's an extension. Whatever you loved about the first, you're going to love about the second. It's neither better or worse. It's just, and you can't even say it's more of the same. It's just an extension. It's exactly what you expect out of this band.
Here we go, Al. Things are heating up now. Things are
getting close to
heating up.
our friend up here.
The Great Walnut. Who will take the Great Walnut? Number 2 for me.
2.
The one, the only ex-singer of Iron Maiden, Mr. Blaze Bayley. Endure and Survive.
There we go.
And a lot of people say, you know what, I've done a lot of interviews with Blaze, I've done a lot of little documentaries with Blaze, maybe I'm being biased here. No. The reason why we do all these things out with Blaze is because he just is relentless in creating.
Fellow.
Well, that too. But he just creates such great music. I mean, what a vast catalog. Finally, the man is getting the respect that he deserves.
Is this is the end of the trilogy?
This is the second part of the trilogy.
Sorry.
So this is number 2 of the trilogy, Alan. Number 3 is coming out in 2018. I believe it's coming out in March. Number 2, really, number 1 was here, and number 2 is just as good. Again, well-crafted songs, the whole album from start to finish. I would say it's even a little bit better than part 1. That's my opinion. Number 2, Blaze Bayley, Endure and Survive. Congratulations.
Hats off to Blaze, coming in number 2 this year.
Yeah, what's yours, Alan?
My number 2 is Eclipse Monumentum. Monumentum.
Monumentum.
You know, Jim, there's a band I discovered a few years ago right here on the show.
Yep.
2015, they came in number 2
Yep.
that year. And I've been following them ever since. And this one's a little bit more poppy. A little bit more poppy than the previous album, but still. Everything you want. It's a complete package. You've got the great, clean, crisp vocals that you can understand every word of the lyrics. You've got great guitars. The rhythm section comes together. It's catchy as hell. It's real foot stompers. You got a power ballad called Hurt on this album. It's everything you love about Eclipse. And what I love about them is the complete package. Armageddonize was a great album.
Agreed.
Made our top 10 years ago. And this album's coming in at number 2 in 2017. Check it out.
All right, folks, this is it.
This is it. Number 1.
Just hold on, I'm just gonna.
You gotta turn on the lights here. Look at this.
That's right.
The Holy Grail
The Holy
of
Grail.
metal.
So here's the protocol. I will first tell you the protocol.
Okay.
We will do the protocol, and they will announce our top albums of 2017.
There you go.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. I will now delicately remove the Great Walnut from the shelf. That's number 1.
Hands, don't drop that.
All right.
It's priceless.
Here we go. When I open
It's
this,
a tradition that goes back 7 seasons now.
when I open the Great Walnut, once I open it, I will read from the Great Walnut, because it's engraved on the inside of it, what is my top album of 27. After I read it, I will hand it off to Alan like so. He will then open it again and read his album
There you go.
of 2017. Is everybody clear on the protocol? Here we go. Top.
There you go.
Album.
Want me to remove the top?
Well, you know what?
Just a breaking
No,
protocol
you're breaking
already.
Here we go. I will open it and I will read the top album of 2017.
Based on
So,
TV.
I'm opening it now. Here it comes. Oh yeah.
Oh wow, look at this.
Oh, yes.
You can tell.
Okay, here we are. Top album of 2017. Creator, Gods of Violence.
Gods
there
of
you go. Gods of Violence. Gods of Violence.
Millie and the boys.
I interviewed Millie.
Of course you did.
I can't.
You love it.
This is Creator's best
How
album.
come you should be wearing a creator shirt?
I should be, but I'm not. But I'm wearing Saxon set because we went to see Saxon. They were a great band. Aggression, thrash, melody, extreme, everything you want, and great lyrics. Everything you want, and this is metal. This is what metal to me it symbolizes. All those factors I just mentioned. What a great album, Gods of Violence. Top album, 2017 for me.
He likes it a lot.
Here we go, Alan. You ready for yours?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, again,
This is a big
I will
cue.
pass this to Alan. Alan will open it, and he will tell us what. You ready?
Yeah.
Here it comes.
Oh my gosh, dude. Look at it's almost vibrating with anticipation. Here we go. I'm going with Orden Ogan
Oh,
Gunman.
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 Hey man, these guys are attempting something outside the box. Yeah, okay. If Clint Eastwood loved metal, this is probably the album he would make. But you know, Jim, again, Discovery, they were always out there floating on the hinges. People knew were there, or blind guardian comparisons, blah, 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 blah. This year, #1 on my list is album Gunman. For all, you keep going back to it, Jim, and you can't get these songs out of your head.
Yeah, I agree.
You're lying there. Which album? You keep going back to this album.
Yeah.
You've got great lyrics. The solos are well thought out. You know, you don't have to. You don't need bumblebees.
No
man.
bumblebees.
It's great. Composition, the way they're built. Title track, maybe song of the year. Come with me to the other side with formerly Liv Christine, formerly of Leaves' Eyes.
Yes.
Beautiful solo, beautiful duet. Vampire and a Ghost Town. Just the title alone is worth buying this album. Fever, Fields of Sorrow.
Yep.
It's a kind of a theme. They've got a theme, a Western kind of feel to it throughout the whole album. My favorite is Ash and Rain. You've got the big chants that are contagious on Face of Silence. Every song is strong. Every song's a 10 out of 10. I mean, you listen to this album, you can't stop moving, can't stop tapping your foot to any song of this album. And the closure,
Yes.
which is called Finis Coronet Opus, and it's a masterpiece. Finis Coronis actually means the end that crowns the work. So you couldn't get a more aptly named track. To close this album as the crown, the end that crowns the work. Because this is a masterpiece. This is a thoroughly enjoyable listen, and it made my #1 choice for album of the year in 2017.
Congratulations to both bands.
Oh,
And you know what? Let's just close this up for now because you know what?
2018 in there.
Ooh, let's close this up. Alan, hold on, let me just get this paper here.
Oh, what do we got? Honorable mention? What do you got?
Alan, you know what? We need to do a couple of honorable mentions.
Yeah,
I don't want to drag this show too long, but we need to. There were some bands that also deserve to be on this list,
Yeah.
and just right under. As we mentioned, Saint and Sinners, a self-titled album, on the list, no question. Congratulations to David Reese and the boys. What else you got, Alan?
I had 10, Gothica, from the band 10. I mean, anybody that sings about Jekyll and Hyde and Dracula, they always got my ear. It's not heavy enough to make the top 10 list, but definitely an honorable mention.
Panzer, Fatal Command, the super group, the metal super group, right?
But Jagpanzer made the list.
Jack, a great album.
Eh?
Great album. That I definitely deserved. I was kind of like I was debating, do I put Jack Panzer or do I put Panzer? Do I put Jack Panzer? Do I put Panzer? Another great album, Panzer, Fatal Command.
And the other one is another concept album by Sirius Black that was called Magic. And you know what? Maybe I should have listened to that a few more listens. It might have made the top 10, but a band that I've been following since their first release. A great band, Sirius Black, and Magic, I think, is a very strong comeback from their previous one, Mirror World. I think it's a stronger album, and hopefully they'll keep going for years to come. A great band and a great album that unfortunately just missed the top 10 this year.
And there you have it, Alan.
There you go. Our
2017
year in review, top 10 list for each of us. So there you go, double the fun, double the pleasure.
Double pleasure.
And
Thank you, everyone, for watching. Thank you, everybody. Have a safe, happy holidays.
Keep watching in 2018. Lots new, exciting news
A lot of
coming.
great stuff coming.
And thanks for all our special guests for giving us their choice of Album of the Year here on The Metal Boys.